Welcome to my channel Black Sheep Logic. I recently did a review of my Leica A60 stereo microscope. I thought it would be good to follow that review up with a review of the digital inspection camera I have. This is the Tagarno Full HD Zip inspection camera. This inspection camera has a direct HDMI output. It can be plugged into a monitor, but I exclusively use this as a digital inspection camera using the USB 3 interface. In my opinion, a digital microscope or inspection camera doesn't replace the optical stereo microscope. It complements it. For handwork and precision soldering, the stereo microscope has many benefits over an inspection camera. But for evaluating a board or evaluating a problem, digital inspection camera is an ideal tool. In this review we're going to take a closer look at this Tagarno inspection camera, talk about some of its good points and its bad points, some of its uses, and also take a look at the quality of the images that it produces. This inspection camera is on a fixed stand. It is not height adjustable. It has a working distance of approximately 8 inches. It comes with a control pad that's very basic. It gives you your zoom control, your f-stop, and your manual focus adjustment. You can also use this to change the resolution. It supports full HD resolution of 1080p as well as 720p. The zoom range of this inspection camera is from 1x to 30x, and it is an optical zoom. On the side we have a mini HDMI as well as a high-speed USB 3 port. On the rear we have a connection for the remote keypad as well as DC in. On the base there is also a socket for an ESD connection. On this side we have the switch to turn the inspection camera on, and this switch controls the light. It uses two LEDs pointed at a slight angle down. The head on this inspection camera can also be rotated. This inspection camera does not come with a protective lens cap, but I have installed one. When not in use, this inspection camera can be folded. So now that we've taken a quick look at the inspection camera, let's take a quick look at the images and see it in use. On its lowest level of magnification, the work area is approximately 10 3/4 inches. And at its highest level of magnification, the working area is approximately 3/4 of an inch. Zoomed all the way out, the depth of field is actually very good. Even at a moderate level of magnification, I still have a very good depth of field with this inspection camera. At this level of magnification, the depth of field is pretty good. We're now at its highest level of magnification, and you can see I have a sufficient depth of field to allow me to easily rework those components. I'd say at the full magnification that looks like a depth of field of about 3mm to me. Here I'm just demonstrating the zoom range from 1x to 30x. I think they got the zoom speed just right on this inspection camera. Once fully zoomed in, we can see in this example that the autofocus system worked very well. We're looking at a small board under the inspection camera that has a daughter board on standoffs. The standoff height of the daughter board is approximately 10mm. This is at the lowest level of magnification, which yields the best depth of field. Most of this image is in focus. Even at this level of zoom, we still have a very good depth of field. We are now at full magnification and the point of focus is on the daughter board. I have a board under the inspection camera now, and I think this demonstrates the problem I run into with the autofocus system. It's been unable to focus and it's given up. I'm just moving the board a little bit here. This sometimes helps with autofocus. This focus problem can be really frustrating when you're trying to look over a board or find component designators, etc. I'm now adjusting the level of zoom both in and out to try to get this inspection camera to focus. There's a little bit of hunting now going on, but the autofocus system is now woken up. It is a little slow, but it is actually bringing the board into focus. And lastly, I'm zooming back in again, and we can see the inspection camera is actually maintaining its focus. This is being captured on the iMac using QuickTime, and the frame rate is 50 frames per second. There is very little lag, even though we're using the USB interface. Here's a board that we received that sustained some damage. See here at a slightly different angle, we can clearly see the damage to multiple layers on the circuit board. This is an excellent example of the ability to document as well as inspect. If you are using a PC, Tagarno recommends YouCam. In my testing, YouCam has been the only reliable way to capture a video stream from the inspection camera. However, just like the iMac, I have to limit the resolution to 1280 by 720. Also to note, the PC I'm actually using exceeds the specification that Tagarno recommends. Although YouCam can capture capture video from the Tagarno inspection camera, none of the YouCam tools will actually work. This is the camera setting panel in YouCam. There's nothing adjustable on this at all. In the capture and snapshot panel, there are a couple of options related to format that can be changed. There is also a YouCam settings panel with a couple of options that can be changed. This is the director zone settings panel. I'm really not sure what you would use this for. When I registered YouCam, Cyberlink took that as permission to set up an ad server, which I had to block using the Windows firewall. There is no way I would recommend anybody give this company an email address that they don't want spammed. When you look at the only supported program on the PC that actually works with the Tagarno inspection camera is a child's webcam movie maker application. It really doesn't scream professional to me at all. I can't even do basic annotation using this program. So this has just been a very quick demonstration of the Tagarno digital inspection camera. My thoughts on the Tagarno inspection camera after having used it for about a year now. I'm not overly impressed. I had a lot of trouble with the Tagarno inspection camera getting it set up and working with a computer. I certainly did not expect that the only usable software on the PC is YouCam, which is no more than a child's webcam movie maker. It's very temperamental. I'm able to record using the iMac at 1280 by 720 50 frames per second, but as I said during the review, there are some issues with the connector causing the camera to lock up sometimes. It's really a very poor design. I think I expected better build quality in this inspection camera, and it just seems like a really unfinished product. Tagarno is marketing this as an inspection camera with a USB 3 interface. The USB 3 interface is extremely temperamental. It's not related to the iMac because it does the same thing using YouCam on the PC. It seems really sensitive to the type of device it's plugged into. It's incredibly finicky to get anything out of this camera but a basic HDMI signal to a monitor. Putting aside the issues that I've had trying to interface this camera to the computer or actually capture an HDMI signal from it, the usability of this inspection camera is really let down by the poor focusing system. Focusing can sometimes be slow, but the biggest issue I have is that the camera will sometimes not focus, or it will focus and then lose focus when you make a slight change to the board orientation. This is a multi-$1,000 inspection camera that has focusing issues. Just not acceptable. After using the Tagarno inspection camera now for about a year, I'm pretty disappointed. At this point in time, this inspection camera seems more like a prototype than a finished product. Thank you for taking the time to watch this review. If you did enjoy this review, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much.